Hey, welcome back to my YouTube channel, Nan Musa. Yes, yesterday I was talking about a lady that was deported at the airport. He landed at Heathrow Airport, but unfortunately, he was deported back. This happened few months ago. So the lady had to go back to country. So people were shocked when she went back because she didn't explain to anybody what happened. But she only explained it to the sponsors. And if I say sponsor, means those who sponsor her from Kenya and those who sponsor her from UK. She went back, and of course, sometimes you can, if you deny a visa, you can appeal. But this case, you can't appeal because you've already set your feet there. You've reached your point, but you um, you mistakenly can remember with the questions that you are being asked. So when she went back, she has to start again a fresh application. She did a fresh application. Like it takes a month, like the one she did before. So this time she gathered every document. You have to gather every document. She gathered, but for that she was still depressed. So she was still fighting depression of anxieties that you have never been somewhere, and in fact it was even the first day for her to be in aeroplane. Second, the first it was second it was also first for her being into outside the country, like this first world country like UK. That's opportunity and a privilege that she got all, and she thank God that she's made it and she stepped her feet onto that land, right? She could be counted of among the people that, you're the first, you're the last, or you are the amongst those who have been out of the country to first world or first class countries. So she was stressed though, but she got a chance, and make the point was all the resources was wasted because you have to start a fresh application with fresh fee. But she has to gather some money, worked for some, like, also she has resigned from job, so she has to get support from other people. This is the time now the people were laughing at her. Some were backbiting her, some were just snitch at her back, some were not ready to interact with her. A lot of things happens when you are out of downfall, or when you are just making a step ahead. So the moment she was making a step ahead, she lost so many friends because of making step ahead. And despite coming back, also these people were not ready still to accommodate her, to talk to her. But she has to make the hands meet. This is why the lady has to fight for real to come back, to prove those the enemies that despite all that has happened, the Lord is there for everyone. The Lord stood for her, and she was capable of doing everything that she could do. Wait a minute. She of course she talks to feel that could help the family, friends, but even family sometimes, not sometimes, there are family that were not ready to support her. Some were just talking so many silly things. There, of course, there are such kind of people. Whichever they will never accept the good things people are doing in the community. Even if it's your own sister, your own brother, they will never appreciate. But thank God, this lady never lost hope. She gathers the finances, bank statements, and everything, blah blah. Okay, it was not big deal. Everything was just ready, so she just have to recheck them again. Then she applied for fresh for wherever she was going. But she explained to those people whatever happens, it's good that those people who sponsor from UK understand such kind of situation, because for one, they will treat you like, oh, this could be maybe a shock from the airport, meeting maybe a group of maybe, different culture, different country, maybe it was full of maybe white people. So, also it can make that shock in you to to be bold enough to speak out of any kind of question you ask. So good thing is that this lady went down, submit her documents again to the whatever they always submit when they're traveling. Hmm? They went to the embassies where they were supposed to produce to give out their things. Appointment was done. She went on well, and funny enough, she was called for interview. When this lady was called interview, this time also, the first question was asked, why were you turned they want to test your mind. Still, you can forget what you asked at the airport. The same questions she was asked at the airport. Do you know it came to interview for the visas? They were asking her, like, you were not only asking you about those, but they were like, where you going? Huh? The visa. Where you going? And your manager or your HR, she was asked about why were you turned off? Why were you turned back? You have to be very smart when answering that. Why you turn back? You have to give appropriate. Don't lie. Say the exact thing because they have the details. Once they send you back to your country, obviously they go to the stages. So they have it. When they're asking you, they already have it because it is returned into, how do we say, um, not government, the embassy or whatever. They will have it, so they know you can't lie that the reason why you turned back. So she just say I was turned back because of this or this. So she will admit, she's like you admitting yourself that you didn't know. But she said all those about questions, but she knew how she put it. You can't just put it directly also, like, it may look like you're not good smart. You're not smart at all. So she tried her level best. Then what happened? She got her visa this time. Last time she got it, she traveled back to the country. Panic and bold. She was panicked but bold. When she get the airport, the same airport, she didn't use another airport. She just came through it through again. The airport this time also the wait, and full queue as usual. You have to queue. You have to queue, long queue. So she was there, but to her she was like sweating. Sweating just so shows that you are on panic. She was sweating. Hmm? Sweating and somehow shaky, but because of winter, they know that maybe it's called first time landing into winter time. So she was just shaky. She was a little bit nervous, but all in all, she played it cool. When she was like, "Hi, Harry, what's your name?" The first thing she was asked, "What's your name?" Then, but I tell you, these things are always sometimes like you might meet a person that will not ask, will never ask so much question. This time she was not even asked as much as question. So I say sometimes it is like when you're landing to someone's hand. Sometimes it's a blessings from God. You never know. This time it was like blessings from God to her side. The questions that she was asked last time, yes, she was asked, but she was also smart enough. But I think few like two questions she was not asked there, but she was asked where she was going. That's all. She was asked where the address. Of course, they have to ask this company that's a sponsor you. She was asked like three questions like that. Then she was like, "You're good to go." She was like nearly. She was like, "Should I scream? Is it true?" She was like in doubt. She was expecting more questions because she couldn't believe that it was so quick than last time. But I think it was just a lesson learned. She was fully prepared, and she learned that it's not a joke. When you land to someone's airport or the country, there are a lot of recruiting that is taking place. You have to be very careful. You have to be very, very, even if you're smart, you have to be very, very careful. That's the painful part of the traveling at the airport. You're being turned to go back. you'll never love to have it in your life. So this lady, she's proudly, she just stepped out. You know, they stepping out after that, then another gate, then you're out. You see your people that may be coming to pick you up, or if it is family coming to pick you up, you're visiting, or whatever way you brings you to the country, you know. She saw the family, she nearly collapsed. She screamed this time, she screamed, she was up, so everybody was in the airport looking, oh, who's that screaming? They thought it's a joke. So people are like, ah, it is maybe up. You know, after crossing, she was like, she couldn't believe. Then she come to her senses. She was, oh my God, why am I making a noise? So this time she was just happily. She traveled safely. Everything was perfect. So it was a learned lesson to her that if you're coming to any kind of country, you have to be very smart at the airport. Be ready for questions and be ready to answer those questions smartly. Mm? This thing I'm telling you, sometimes it is always accent. You get to the airport, the accent is very, very heavy. Very, very heavy. Sometimes not that you don't understand, but sometimes you don't get it because of the accent. Like very, very day first day, my questions were like, what's your name? What's your name? Then I say, my name is Pauline. Then I say, any name, you can put any name, your name. And then I was, which address are you going for? So I was like, oh, address. Then I had the address in my hand. And kindly, which company are you going to work for? How many months are you here for, or how many years, or for how long are you going to be in UK? Then you give an answer, then they will be like, oh, good to go. Another one just come and say, who is your HR? HR, you know, HR. Who is your HR? So I was like, oh my God, HR. She's called so and so. So I was like, oh, good to go. I behaved well. For sure that I behaved, and I behaved someone who has been traveling and traveling and traveling. So the person was giving me questions, but it was like, oh my God, this one is, there's no signs that you can tell this one is no, is pure, 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 clean, pure, pure, uh, like a visitor in this country. So I thank God, and that's how it went through. So it's anybody who is out there looking to travel, be very smart, gather your documents, read, stick it to your mind. There's lots of questions after your visa. There's questions at the airport. These people always don't know. Take your time, always read, see how people are being turned off at the airport. It's something that you will never wish to happen to your life. And then we turn you sometimes. It's very funny. If they turn you sometimes, if they turn you, maximum is 10 years for you to apply, do another fresh application. 10 good years. So you just go back, you wait for 10 good years, then you're free again to apply to come. But the disadvantage, even if you apply after 10 years, they will just see this one was turned off at the airport. Why? Then another thing. So it will be not that smooth for your side. But who wants to be in that kind of life? So I will explain why it is always takes 10 years when they turn you off at the airport, maybe to the next video. There are reasons why. But that cannot stop you to go to maybe Northern Ireland. You can apply. We got Scotland, because there are categories, there are 4 categories. We have Britain, Northern Ireland, Scotland, and Wales. So if Britain bans you for 10 years, you can go to Ireland, no? Northern Ireland. Yes, can just have your luck. Otherwise, thank you so much for your time. I don't take it for granted. Let's keep on growing together internationally, and let's just be friends in this field. It's not easy. We need each other as we grow together, babies. Subscribers, thank you so much. My viewers, thank you so much. And to every returning subscribers, I don't take this for granted. You are all for the best. My membership super tatters, I always appreciate whichever you put onto my path. Blessings. Otherwise, two rules. Shout out to everyone. Shout out, shout out, shout out. See you next video. See you and thank you. Bye. Love you all.